Hi folks, Gary here at Royal LePage, Sussex, and welcome to my real estate review for the month of March in North Vancouver. Well, first off, I must apologize. I missed the first two monthly reviews due to number one, a trip to Vietnam, which was great, and also 3 weeks of pneumonia, which wasn't so great. So let's take a look and see what's happening. All right, so we'll start with sales, and in for detached, we had 60 sales registered, and that's about a 7% above the 12 months ago, but 12% below the 10-year average. And then with apartments, we were down 18% and down 22% from the 10-year average. And then finally, with townhouses, realtors registered 29 sales. So that was about a 6.5% decrease from 12 months ago and 9% below the 10-year average. All right, so moving over to new listings were way up in all three categories. For detached, we were up by 58.6%. Apartments were up 65% over last year, and townhouses were up 34% from 12 months ago. All right, and then moving over to the March total listing inventory, and of course, with the slow sales and a great deal of new listings, the listing inventory is way up. So you can see here at the end of March for apartments, we came in at 403, and that's a 69% increase year over year and 43% above the 10-year average. Looking at detached, there were 276 at the end of March, 36% above the year over year and 13% above the 10-year average. And then finally, with townhouses, there are 121 listed for sale, 49% above year over year and 42% above the 10-year average. Okay, so next we're going to go to the sales to active listings ratio, and this gives us a good understanding of the relationship between supply and demand. So you can see that all three categories end up in balanced market territory where we don't really expect to see prices changing much. But let's take a look and see how they ended up at the end of March. Okay, so looking at detached, the benchmark price was just over 2.2 million, and that's an increase of 0.7% over the past 12 months. Okay, and you can see we reached a high in March of 2022. And then with townhouses came in at 1.3 million. That's a decrease of 3% year over year. And it reached a high also in March of 2022. And then finally, with townhouses, the benchmark price was just under 818,000, and that's a decrease of about 0.5% year over year. And the high was reached in May of 2022. Okay, so there you have it. I just thought I'd read what we heard from Andrew Lee, who is the Director of Economics at the Greater Vancouver Realtors. He says, if we can set aside the political and economic uncertainty tied to the U.S. administration for a moment, buyers in Metro Vancouver haven't seen market conditions this favorable in years. Prices have eased from recent highs. Mortgage rates are among the lowest in years, and there are more active listings on the MLS than we've seen in almost a decade. Sellers appear to be ready to engage, but so far, buyers have not shown up in the numbers we typically see at this time of year. So yeah, I guess it's totally understandable with all this uncertainty. People just don't want to make big life decisions, and that's what we're seeing. But at the same time, well-priced listings are selling. And the ones that aren't are either experiencing price changes. For instance, we've seen 122 in the last 30 days, or else they've just expired from the market. And with that, we've seen 33 expiries in the last 30 days. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the review, and thanks for listening. And if you need anything further, please give me a call, Gary, at 604-787-9418. Take care.